It's about Fabian Risk, a crime detective. He's in my age with a really good music taste, and he's living with his family, and they are moving to his birth city, where he was born, from Stockholm to Helsingborg, and things start to happen in his old class, with his old friends. They start to die one after the other, and he's supposed to have a vacation, but he gets pulled into this case, and maybe he's one of the victims or not. I think they will find suspense. They will find also a bit of horror and violence, but mostly suspense and surprises, and they will find some sex and some just common feelings, common problems, I don't think about it that much. I think it's good with the label because it helps, it's kind of a brand going out, and yes, I'm working in the middle of that, so of course it helps me, but I think now Nordic noir is so broad, it can be almost anything in the crime genre. But of course, if you're outside Scandinavian and you read it, you see that they are connected in one way or another. But for me, who's just trying to tell a good story, I don't force myself to write Nordic noirish. I think there is a difference about reading about something and watching it. Watching it is then it's really in your face. Reading with it, you can kind of, oh no, okay, what is happening here? And also, I think a lot of the reading is in the reader's mind. So it's what you think and what you see is, I put some words down on the paper, but then it's what are you doing with the words? It can be very different from every reader. I think I'm not that big fan of just having gory descriptions. I try to be true. That's what I'm trying. Everything. No, I mean, if I don't have any limitations regarding how much it is seen costing. I mean, if you would film now, I've sold the options for filming it, but it will be very expensive. If I want a helicopter to crash into the building, I can write it. It costs nothing, but in a movie, it will cost too much. So I think that's one, the economic is one thing. And then of course, when you are a screenwriter writing for Wallander, you have to follow the Wallander rules. That he's listening to opera, he's not listening to that, and you have to follow the rules of the universe. And when I'm an author myself, I create the universe, so I can decide what to do. It's of course, I have more tools in the box now, I would say. I think they will see that I write in, of course it's the same genre, but it's also, I'm really inspired from Henning Mankell. So I think they will see that, the storytelling, he was a really good storyteller. And if he would have been alive today, I think Henning Mankell would have loved it, actually, to read it. He would see that, yeah, this is, in a way, Stefan is continuing the things I was working with. So I think they will, if you like Wallander, you should give it a try. No, we can't. I think it will always be there. Maybe it won't always haunt us, but it will always be there. Things we did, good or bad, it will, you know, it's like, what you say, I don't know what you say in English, rings on the water. You throw a stone, it just get bigger and bigger and bigger. He's like you and me, you know, he's in that sense he's a normal person, you know, he's struggling with his family, and you know, he's not going to prostitutes, he's not drinking too much alcohol, and so he's quite a nice, ordinary person, but he works a bit too much, and the cases he has are larger than life cases, you know, it's like once in a lifetime. It's like, you know, I'm not interested in the ordinary cases, you know, he got too drunk and he killed his wife. No, I'm not interested in that. I'm also not interested in the cases that you can read so much in the newspaper. I'm interested in the cases you can't read about in the newspaper, that are, my God, what is this? What is he doing? How can this fit together? You know, then my clock is going, you know. So I would say he's also, you know, if he finds, in a sense he's a bit naive, because if he can see the solution, you know, there, and he's supposed to take the round way and follow the rules, he just crossed, you know, he skipped the rules and he goes immediately after the solution, and sometimes that, you know, can come in between and make, you know, things worse. So in that sense he is a bit naive, I would say.